chosen one, listen carefully. The heavens have opened a sealed scroll, and your name is written upon it. I do not speak to comfort you, but to awaken you, because heaven has released a decree, and the time of silence is over. You were not drawn here by chance. Every second of this moment was written into divine time long before you took your first breath. You are standing inside a sacred appointment, a meeting arranged between your soul and heaven's purpose. I speak to you not as a stranger, but as one sent to deliver what has already been decided in the courts above. Heaven has seen your endurance through seasons when you felt unseen, your tears that no one noticed, your prayers that seemed unanswered. You thought God was quiet, but his silence was never absence, it was preparation. In those hidden nights, he was shaping you, teaching your heart to hear his whisper in the stillness. Every sigh, every unseen act of faith, every moment you stood firm when you could have fallen was recorded. Nothing was wasted. Now the atmosphere is shifting. What once was confusion is turning into clarity. The ground beneath you may still tremble, but it trembles because something holy is being born. Chaos is not your enemy. It is the sound of heaven rearranging your life. The storm does not come to destroy you, but to reveal that your foundation was built on rock. The same fire that burned others will refine you. Chosen one, do not fear what is shaking. Every disturbance is a signal that destiny has begun to move. The long night is ending, and dawn is near. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Psalm 30:5. This is your morning. Rise in faith, for what was delayed is now unfolding. You have not been forgotten, you are being revealed. The time has come, and heaven calls your name. Now, as you step forward into this divine truth, take a moment to let it settle deep within your spirit. If this word resonates with you, you may write 777 as a symbol of divine agreement and perfect completion, or simply stay and receive. Don't rush away. Remain here in this stillness. We will close this message with a prayer that will speak directly into your spirit today. Stay with me. This moment is holy. Let the weight of his peace rest upon you now. Chosen one, what heaven is doing in your life right now is not happening on the surface, it is happening within. Before God changes your surroundings, he strengthens your foundation. Before he brings you into the promise, he prepares your heart to carry it. What you once saw as delay was actually divine construction. You were not being ignored, you were being built. Every struggle, every hidden battle, every quiet decision to remain faithful was forming the inner structure of who you are becoming. You are not the same person you once were, because heaven has been working behind the curtain of your soul. Inside you, God is laying new foundations, unshakable ones. He is giving you a wisdom that cannot be deceived, a peace that cannot be stolen, and a confidence that does not come from applause but from his presence. You will no longer collapse under the same burdens that used to crush you. Where you once felt fragile, you will now stand firm. What used to break, you will now become your testimony. This transformation is not the result of effort, but the evidence of grace. The Holy Spirit has been carving strength into your spirit, shaping your voice, refining your discernment. The world may not have seen the process, but heaven did. When others doubted your worth, God was developing your character. When the doors closed, he was teaching you not to depend on validation. When you walked through loneliness, he was showing you that his presence was enough. Like Joseph in prison, you were being prepared for influence long before the crown was placed on your head. What felt like isolation was actually incubation. You were hidden, not forgotten, protected, not rejected. Now, as this new foundation sets within you, expect your vision to clear. You will speak with a new authority, because your voice will carry the sound of someone who has walked through fire and come out refined. The strength you now carry will not fade. It is rooted in eternity. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 147:3. The same hand that healed your scars is now anointing your future. You are stepping into stability that cannot be shaken. You are entering a season where peace becomes your armor and purpose becomes your compass. Stay close to his presence, for the transformation within you is only the beginning of the glory that is about to be revealed. Chosen one, the confusion you walked through was never punishment, it was refinement. Every season that felt uncertain was a classroom for your spirit. You were not lost. You were being trained to see beyond appearances. God used what seemed like disorder to sharpen your discernment. You learned to recognize his subtle signals in the quiet, to sense his direction even when the path ahead was dim. What you thought were delays were divine pauses, moments where heaven was teaching you to move by faith, not by sight. You were not wandering in circles, you were being shaped for precision. You wondered why the answers came slowly, why clarity took so long to arrive. But if every step had been clear, your spirit would never have learned to depend on him. The confusion forced you to listen deeper, to trust the invisible hand guiding your steps. Even when you took the wrong turn, he was there, using every detour to redirect you back to purpose. No path was wasted, no misstep unredeemed. Every closed door was a shield, every disappointment a divine redirection. Heaven was not punishing you, it was protecting you from places that could not hold your destiny. Now you are different. You see with new eyes, you hear with new understanding. The noise that once overwhelmed you no longer controls your peace. You no longer need constant signs, because the spirit within you has become your compass. This is the fruit of your confusion, it birthed discernment. You have graduated from needing proof to walking in quiet conviction. That is spiritual maturity. So do not mourn the years that felt unclear, for they were sacred. In the hidden fog, your faith was being refined like gold. You have emerged wiser, steadier, and more attuned to the rhythm of heaven. God is now illuminating your path, and what once felt tangled will become plain. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Proverbs 3-5-6. The time of guessing is ending. The time of clarity has begun. Step forward without fear, your spirit now knows the way. Chosen one, the season of hidden labor is ending, and the hour of divine recognition has arrived. What you sowed in silence, heaven is about to announce in public. The tears you cried in the dark, the sacrifices no one saw, the choices you made to remain righteous when it cost you everything, none of it was in vain. God has kept record of every act of obedience, every time you held your tongue instead of retaliating, every moment you stayed when it would have been easier to run. Nothing escaped his notice. Nothing was forgotten. I speak this to you with urgency. The books of remembrance have been opened. The time for quiet endurance is closing, and the time for visible recompense is here. You are about to step into the moment where heaven vindicates what the world misunderstood. The same people who dismissed your faith will witness the power of the God who sustained you. This is not revenge, it is revelation. God does not expose to humiliate. He reveals to glorify his faithfulness. For too long you have questioned whether your struggle mattered. You have wondered if anyone noticed the battles fought behind closed doors. But I tell you, heaven saw it all. When you chose forgiveness over bitterness, when you gave out of scarcity, when you prayed while broken, you were writing a testimony that is now ready to be read aloud. The delay was not denial, it was divine timing. The stage has been prepared, and heaven is ready to display what endurance truly looks like. This is a critical moment. Do not grow weary now. The warfare around you may intensify before the breakthrough comes, but that is the sign that the delivery is near. Every storm increases before it releases rain. God is about to make a distinction between those who walk with him and those who do not. His favor will rest visibly on you, not for your pride, but for his glory. Remember this promise. God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown him. Hebrews 6:10. The seeds of obedience that you buried in pain are about to bloom into honor. The divine scale is tipping, and heaven's justice is moving on your behalf. Stand firm. This is the appointed hour of recognition, the holy unveiling of every unseen act of faith. The waiting has fulfilled its purpose. Now the reward must manifest. Be ready, chosen one. Heaven is about to call your name aloud. Chosen one, listen with a steady heart. What God is establishing in your life now will not be temporary. His work in you is not fragile, fleeting, or conditional. What comes from his hand cannot be broken by circumstance, delayed by men, or stolen by the enemy. The things that once disappeared from your grasp were never meant to last. They were training your spirit to recognize what is real. Heaven is now releasing stability, something unshakable, rooted deep in divine soil. You have stepped into a season where nothing will collapse beneath you, because the foundation beneath you is no longer human effort. It is eternal design. You have known the pain of watching things fade. Relationships that withered, opportunities that vanished, dreams that seemed to die before they could breathe. You asked, "Can anything in my life truly last?" And heaven answered, "Yes, what comes from me stands forever." The blessings that come from God are not momentary comforts, they are legacies. His favor does not visit and then depart, it abides. His promises do not flicker like candles in the wind. They burn like the Sunday. This is the difference between what is earthly and what is divine. Earthly things sparkle for a moment but decay with time. Divine things deepen, strengthen, and endure. God is not giving you a fleeting miracle. He is giving you a covenant. The peace he brings will not be shallow. It will hold through storms. The joy he plants will not vanish with opposition. It will grow stronger under pressure. You are entering a realm of permanence, where blessings are not earned but entrusted, because you have proven faithful with little. Remember this truth. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. James 1:17. What he is placing in your hands now comes with his seal of endurance. The doors opening for you will stay open. The provision flowing to you will not dry up. The favor resting on you will not fade with the seasons. What once felt unstable is being anchored in divine permanence. So, do not compare this moment with what has come before. You are not reliving the old cycle, you are walking into an unbreakable one. What God is building through you will outlast opposition, outlive critics, and outshine fear. You are stepping into stability that cannot be shaken, abundance that cannot be exhausted, and peace that cannot be stolen. This is not the rise of chance, it is the rise of covenant. The foundation of heaven has taken root beneath your feet. Chosen one, this is the turning point, the border between what has been and what will be. The hour of divine transition is here, and heaven is calling you to attention. This is not another ordinary day, this is the threshold of destiny. You have reached the edge of an appointed time, the moment when everything dormant begins to stir. The waiting you endured was not wasted, it was synchronization. God has aligned heaven's calendar with your obedience, and now the movement begins. I say this with urgency. The spiritual clock has struck. The shift is not coming, it has already begun. Do not mistake divine silence for delay. What you have prayed for is already in motion. You cannot see the full picture yet, because heaven always completes its work in the invisible before it manifests in the visible. Just as the seed breaks underground before it breaks through the soil, so your breakthrough is happening beneath the surface. You are standing in the moment between hidden formation and holy manifestation. But listen carefully, this is a sensitive hour. Many give up right before the release. The enemy will whisper, "Nothing's changing," precisely when the gates are about to open. You must not retreat. Do not let exhaustion make you surrender the reward of endurance. The shaking around you is not a warning of collapse. It is the sound of heaven opening doors. Every trembling in your life is confirmation that what was sealed is being unlocked. The old cycle is breaking. The atmosphere is shifting. Heaven is rearranging everything to make room for the promise. Chosen one, do not lose focus now. Anchor yourself in faith, for the winds of transition are strong. God is calling you to stand still and see his salvation, just as he told Moses before the Red Sea parted. The same hand that divided the waters is clearing a path for you now. It may look impossible, but impossibility is the stage where his glory performs best. This is not the time to question. This is the time to align. Lift your eyes from what's ending and fix them on what's being born. The old is closing with noise, but the new is coming in power. Stay steady, stay grounded, stay faithful. The appointed hour is here, and heaven's decree cannot be reversed. The time you prayed for has finally arrived. Step forward without hesitation, for destiny is unfolding before your eyes. Chosen one, I know the road has been long, and your soul has grown weary from the weight of unseen battles. You have carried burdens no one else understood, fought storms no one else saw, and survived nights when you could not even find the strength to pray. Yet here you are still standing. That is not weakness, that is grace. When you thought you would fall apart, the unseen hand of God was holding you together. Every time you whispered, "I can't do this anymore," heaven whispered back, "You are not alone." This is the heart of the Father to hold you steady when you can no longer hold yourself. You were never meant to carry this journey by your own strength. Even when you stumbled, he never let you go. The same voice that spoke light into darkness has been speaking life into you. Every sigh of despair, every tear that fell without words, he heard them all. Nothing escaped his attention. Nothing was too small for his compassion. Now, hear this clearly. Your season of relentless heaviness is ending. God is not only lifting your burdens, he is replacing them with peace. You will no longer walk bent under the weight of yesterday. The same valleys that drained you will soon become the fields where you rest. The same wounds that once ached will become scars that shine with healing. You are not being patched together, you are being made new. The joy you thought was lost is returning, and this time it will not fade. He is saying, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow you." Isaiah 40, 3-2. You did not drown in what tried to destroy you, because his presence became your lifeline. The enemy thought breaking you would silence you, but God is using that breaking to make your voice stronger. So rest now, chosen one. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't have to fix what only heaven can heal. Let the waves of his presence wash over you. Let his peace settle the chaos in your mind. This is not the end. It is the recovery before the rise. What once hurt will now empower you. What once weakened you will now anoint you. Breathe, beloved of God. You made it through the storm, and now you stand in the calm of his embrace. Chosen one, now that your spirit has been steadied and your heart restored, the Lord is calling you to walk with greater awareness. The next stage of your journey will not be defined by noise or haste, but by peace and precision. You must learn to live from a place of inner stillness, not outer reaction. The enemy's greatest weapon has always been distraction to make you speak too soon, move too fast, or fight battles that are not yours. But heaven is teaching you restraint, discernment, and divine timing. Every word you speak now carries spiritual weight, and every decision you make echoes beyond the visible. Guard your peace as you would guard a treasure. Do not let temporary emotions or human provocation steal what heaven has built inside you. Before you respond, pause. Before you argue, listen. Before you move, pray. Your silence, when rooted in wisdom, is louder than any defense. The stillness of your spirit is not weakness, it is authority under control. The enemy expects noise, but he cannot interpret peace. That is why Jesus slept in the storm, because peace is not the absence of trouble, it is the mastery of it. In this season, heaven is refining your voice. You are being taught when to speak and when to stay silent, when to act and when to wait. Every word that proceeds from you will either build or break, heal or harm. Speak only what carries the fragrance of heaven. The world does not need more reaction, it needs revelation. And that revelation flows through those who have mastered stillness. Chosen one, remember this truth. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. Stillness is not idleness, it is alignment. It is the posture of those who trust God enough to let Him lead. As you cultivate that quiet strength, doors will open without striving. Confusion will fade without argument. You will begin to move with heaven's rhythm instead of human urgency. So guard your words, guard your spirit, and let peace guide every step. The more the world presses, the calmer you must become. Let your presence shift atmospheres, not your emotions. You are not called to mirror the chaos around you, you are called to silence it. This is how heaven's authority flows through you, not in noise, but in stillness. Walk wisely, speak sparingly, and let divine peace become your signature wherever you go. Chosen one, as the dust settles and your spirit begins to breathe freely again, you are stepping into a season of divine overflow, a time when heaven's generosity will meet your faithfulness. The famine is ending, and the fields of your obedience are beginning to bear fruit. You have walked through scarcity without bitterness. You have served when others turned away, and now the Lord is commanding increase. What once trickled will begin to flow. What once was barely enough will multiply beyond measure. This is not wishful thinking, it is fulfillment. The seeds you planted in tears are now breaking through the soil of time, and heaven has declared it is harvest. Everything around you may still look ordinary, but the spiritual atmosphere has changed. God is aligning opportunities, resources, and relationships that will manifest what He has promised. Some of these blessings will arrive quietly, wrapped in simplicity. Others will arrive suddenly, carrying the unmistakable fragrance of the supernatural. But understand this clearly. Abundance is not only about possessions, it is about restoration. God is giving you back what pain tried to take. Joy will return stronger, peace will root deeper, and purpose will burn brighter. This is the moment to shift from survival to stewardship. What you receive is not for hoarding, but for honoring Him. The world teaches you to grab and keep, but heaven teaches you to receive and release. The more you pour, the more you will be filled. Gratitude will become the key that unlocks continual flow. When you thank God for what you have, you invite Him to trust you with more. When you worship instead of worrying, you move from striving to divine rhythm. Remember this promise. The Lord will open to you His good treasure, the heavens to give the rain to your land in its season. Deuteronomy 28:12. This is your season. The rain is not coming, it has begun to fall. Do not look at the clouds of circumstance, look at the soil of faith. You have waited, and heaven has remembered. Chosen one, prepare your storehouses spiritually, emotionally, even materially. The increase is not random, it is a reward. You are stepping into days where answered prayers will become your new normal, where divine favor will locate you even in unlikely places. But remember, the abundance you receive is meant to reveal God's heart through you. You will bless others, lift burdens, and speak life where there was despair. This is what it means to be entrusted with heavenly wealth, not just to live in abundance, but to become a vessel of it. So lift your eyes, for the horizon is glowing with promise. The long drought is breaking. The fragrance of harvest is in the air. Heaven has opened its treasury, and your name has been called. Receive it with humility, guard it with wisdom, and use it for glory, because this season of blessing is not temporary. It is the beginning of an overflow that will never run dry. Chosen one, this is the hour for your faith to rise again, not the fragile faith that wavers when storms come, but the fierce, unyielding faith that stands even when the earth trembles. Heaven is calling you to believe beyond what your eyes can see, to trust beyond what your logic can comprehend. You have believed before and were disappointed. You have prayed and waited. You have hoped and been hurt. But hear me now, God is not calling you to recycle old faith. He is awakening resurrected faith, the kind that rises from the ashes of disappointment and says, "Even if he slays me, yet will I trust him." There is a difference between believing in miracles and believing through miracles. The first depends on outcomes. The second depends on presence. True faith does not rest on what God does. It rests on who he is. And who he is has not changed. The same God who parted the sea for Moses, who shut the mouths of lions for Daniel, who raised Lazarus from the grave, is the same God who is standing beside you now. The miracles you've read about are not stories from a distant past. They are the blueprint of what he still intends to do. But understand this: faith is not passive. It is not closing your eyes and hoping for the best. It is standing firm when everything screams otherwise. Faith is an action, a decision, a posture. Every time you worship while waiting, every time you praise in pain, every time you trust when reason says give up, you are activating heaven's power. Faith is heaven's language. When you speak it, creation responds. You once carried faith that could move mountains. Now God is calling you to carry faith that can build them. This new faith will not simply remove obstacles, it will establish new territories. It will not just help you endure trials, it will empower you to transform them. As Scripture says, Abraham did not waver through unbelief regarding the promise of God, but was strengthened in his faith and gave glory to God. Romans 4:20. That same unshakable faith is being rekindled within you now. So, chosen one, stand firm. Breathe in courage and exhale fear. Speak faith even when your voice shakes. You are stepping into a realm where your belief will command reality, where heaven's promises will respond to your words. The season of timid prayers is over. This is the era of bold faith. Lift your eyes toward the impossible and dare to believe again. What was once dormant is alive. The God of miracles is not finished with you yet. Chosen one, hear this clearly. Heaven is not only restoring you, it is commissioning you. You have not endured the fire just to survive it. You have endured it to carry authority born from it. This is the hour of divine assignment. The pain you walked through was not random, it was training for leadership. The rejection you faced was not meant to break you. It was heaven's way of detaching you from human approval, so you could stand unshaken in divine purpose. The very places where you were wounded will become the wells from which others drink. You have been entrusted with a revelation that can heal nations, comfort the broken, and awaken the weary. You are no longer simply a believer, you are an ambassador of the kingdom. What God is doing through you now is greater than your comfort. It's about his covenant. He is placing new weight upon your shoulders, a holy responsibility that comes with both glory and gravity. Do not take it lightly. You are being sent as a carrier of his presence into places where hope has died and truth has been silenced. Your voice, your compassion, your obedience, they are the tools heaven will use to rebuild what darkness has torn down. But know this: divine assignment requires divine character. God will not entrust great power to an unyielding heart. You are not being exalted to be seen. You are being equipped to serve. The anointing you carry is not for recognition, it is for restoration. Many will feel peace just by being near you, not because of who you are, but because of who lives in you. As Jesus said, "Whoever wants to be great among you must be your servant." Matthew 20:26. Greatness in heaven's eyes is measured not by position, but by humility. This is a serious calling. The mantle you wear was not cheaply earned. It was forged through prayer, perseverance, and pain. You are entering a season where you will be trusted with influence. Use it with reverence. Speak only when led. Move only when prompted. The higher God lifts you, the lower you must bow. Stay hidden in His presence, and He will reveal you in His timing. Do not chase platforms, chase purpose. Do not seek applause, seek alignment. The true leader is not the one standing above others, but the one standing beneath them, lifting them higher. Chosen one, you were never meant to blend in. You were meant to stand apart, not for pride, but for purpose. Heaven has branded your spirit with divine authority. Walk with confidence, but clothe yourself in humility. The assignment before you will stretch you, but it will also fulfill you. You are a vessel chosen for this hour, a torchbearer for a weary generation. Rise now into your commission. The world is waiting for the light you carry. Heaven has spoken, and your name has been written into the story of redemption. This is your time. Go forth, not as the wounded, but as the anointed. Chosen one, before you move forward, heaven calls you to stillness. The noise of the world has been loud, the battles unrelenting, the demands endless, but now God is inviting you into the sacred quiet where His voice becomes unmistakable. This is the hour of holy rest, not idleness, but intimacy. Every warrior needs a sanctuary, and this is yours. The greatest victories are not won in crowds, but in communion, when your heart kneels before His presence and your spirit aligns with His peace. In this stillness, God is not asking you to do more. He is asking you to be more aware, more anchored, more in tune with His breath. You have spent so long fighting, striving, proving. But now, He whispers, be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. These words are not a suggestion, they are a command from heaven to rest in His sovereignty. When you stop trying to control outcomes, you make room for Him to move. When you release your grip on what you cannot fix, He takes hold and perfects it in His timing. This stillness is not emptiness, it is power. It is the space where clarity descends, where burdens lift, where strength is renewed. When Elijah stood weary in the cave, God did not come in the wind or the earthquake or the fire. He came in a gentle whisper. That same whisper is calling your name now. You do not need to chase His presence. His presence is already surrounding you. The peace you have longed for is not distant. It is waiting in the pause between your breaths. Chosen one, learn to breathe again, not the shallow breathing of survival, but the deep rhythm of grace. Inhale His presence, exhale your fear. Inhale His promises, exhale your striving. Inhale His love, exhale your guilt. Every breath becomes prayer. Every moment becomes holy ground. The more you quiet your heart, the louder heaven speaks. This stillness will become your strategy. From it, you will hear instruction. From it, you will discern timing. From it, you will walk in authority without anxiety. The world rushes, but you will move at heaven's pace. The enemy thrives on chaos, but you will carry calm that cannot be shaken. Stillness is your warfare now. It confuses the accuser and magnifies your faith. Chosen one, rest does not mean retreat, it means readiness. You are not stepping back in weakness. You are gathering strength for what's next. In this holy quiet, the Spirit is clothing you anew, restoring your focus and reigniting your fire. Stay here a little longer in the presence of the one who knows you fully. Let His peace settle on you like morning dew. The silence is not empty, it is sacred. This is where battles end and revelations begin. This is where warriors are remade. Be still, breathe deeply, and let heaven speak again. It is time to remember who you are, not who the world said you were, not who pain tried to convince you to be, but who heaven declared you to be before the foundation of time. You were never a mistake, never a background figure in someone else's story. You are a divine design, handcrafted by God for a purpose no one else can fulfill. Every part of your journey, every scar, every triumph has been shaping a royal identity inside you. The enemy's greatest attack was never against your health, your finances, or your relationships. It was against your sense of who you are. Because if you forget your identity, you forfeit your authority. But heaven is reminding you now. You are not ordinary. You carry the DNA of the divine. You were not chosen because you were perfect. You were chosen because you were willing. Even in your weakness, God saw strength. Even in your silence, He heard purpose. You were set apart for such a time as this. The label Chosen One is not a title, it is a calling, a mark of heaven's trust upon your life. You are light in a dark generation, truth in a culture that confuses noise for wisdom, and hope in a world that is losing its way. You have walked through rejection, so you could learn compassion. You have endured loneliness, so you could recognize those who are unseen. You have faced spiritual warfare because your very existence threatens darkness. But now, you must stand tall in the fullness of your calling. You are not defined by what you lost, but by what you carry. You are not a survivor, you are a vessel of glory. The same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead lives in you, empowering you to overcome every limitation. Remember this truth. You are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of Him who called you out of darkness into His marvelous light. 1 Peter 2-9. This is your identity. This is your reality. Do not shrink to fit into spaces God has already outgrown for you. Do not apologize for the light He placed within you. Walk with humility, but walk with certainty. The crown you carry is invisible to men, but visible to angels. Chosen one, lift your head. The season of hiding is over. You were not made to blend in, you were made to stand out, to shine, to lead. Heaven has reconfirmed your identity, and hell cannot revoke it. You are not the wounded, you are the warrior. You are not forgotten, you are favored. You are not lost, you are called. Rise now in full awareness of who you are. For the world needs the light only you were created to carry. The time for preparation has ended. Now begins the time of activation. You have been refined, restored, and reminded. Heaven has not only healed your heart, it has equipped your hands. What you've endured was not meant to weaken you, but to make you dangerous to darkness. The battles, the losses, the silence, and the waiting have produced something rare inside you, unshakable faith and divine authority. Now heaven speaks one word over your life: go. This is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of your assignment. I stand before you as a messenger of the Most High to declare, your name has been called in the courts of heaven. The scroll of your destiny has been unsealed, and your season of hiding has closed. God is saying, step forward, my chosen one. The world you feared is the very place I am sending you to transform. You are not being released into chaos, you are being released into conquest. You have learned to stand, now you will learn to lead. You have carried the weight of pain, now you will carry the mantle of purpose. Everything that once broke you is now fuel for your anointing. This is the hour to walk in holy confidence. Do not hesitate and do not look back. The enemy will try to remind you of who you were, but heaven has already proclaimed who you are. You are not stepping into uncertainty, you are stepping into prophecy. Every promise that seemed delayed is aligning in divine order. The connections, the open doors, the divine appointments, they are not coincidences, they are confirmations. God's timing is precise, and He never calls a person forward until heaven has prepared the way. Chosen one, this is not the time for timidity. Heaven's armies are at your back. You carry authority not because of position, but because of presence, the presence of the living God that dwells within you. When you speak, speak with the conviction of heaven. When you move, Move with the rhythm of divine timing. Do not fear the opposition that rises. It only reveals that you've entered enemy territory that is about to be redeemed. You are not a bystander in this generation. You are a key player in God's unfolding plan. Remember the words of Jesus. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you to go and bear fruit, fruit that will remain. John 15:16. What you do from this moment forward will echo in eternity. The souls you touch, the words you speak, the lives you lift, they are not random acts. They are divine assignments. Heaven's strategy flows through your obedience. So, I tell you now, rise, chosen one. Lift your eyes, square your shoulders, and take your position. The same God who called Moses to confront Pharaoh, who raised Esther to save her people, who empowered David to face Goliath. He is calling you. The time of watching is over. The time of walking has come. You are not being sent alone. You are being sent with heaven's fire burning inside you. As you go, go with boldness. As you speak, speak with grace. As you love, love fiercely. And as you live, live as one who knows the King personally. This is your divine sending, your holy commission, your moment to shine. The heavens bear witness, the angels stand in formation, and the Spirit whispers, "This is your appointed hour. Walk in it." Now, chosen one, go forth not as the broken, but as the commissioned, not as the forgotten, but as the favored, not as the uncertain, but as the unstoppable. The time is now. Heaven has spoken, and you are the answer.